All right, guys, welcome back to another video of Shaman J. It's Throwback Thursday. Now, while this device isn't too old of a device, it is definitely old enough. This was released in 2020 and we're in 2024. So I grabbed one of these at launch and I loved it. It fell apart on me at times. I sold it, I got it again, I sold it, I got it again. Ultimately, you know, this ended up being my third one and I decided to keep it because I just got too good of a deal on it. It was just, it's sad, the downfall of the Microsoft Surfaceduo. They even tried to go at it again with the Surfaceduo 2, but it just wasn't hitting right. It just didn't flow right. So when this came out in 2020, remember it was announced in 2019 or the year before, it was a smash hit. We were hoping that it was running Windows. Turns out it was running Android. So that right there itself was kind of a bummer. We were hoping that there was going to be a new form of Windows Mobile. And I say we, basically Microsoft enthusiasts, people who really like Microsoft, we really thought that it was going to be another version of Windows Mobile. And, you know, it turns out it was not. So with that said, we just took what we got. We was like, you know, I took what I could get. I said, you know, this is what they're going to give to me. I'll take it. And I actually ended up using this for quite some time. And I just wanted to recap here in 2024. We're in May of 2024 and this device is still usable. It does not get any software updates, but you can still use it as a device. It has all the stuff you would possibly want for in today's market. It is a foldable, as you can see. Now, it doesn't have any kind of screen on this one. It just has that peeking feature where you can see what your notifications kind of down inside there, which is still, to me, really, really nice. It's just a matter of what you prefer. How are you going to use this device if you decide to use it in 2024? And believe it or not, there are a lot of people using this device in 2024. So this has the Snapdragon 855, 6 gigs of RAM, 128 option or 256 gig option. There was no SD cards, and it started with Android 10, then went up to Android 12. I believe I'm on Android 13. No, I'm on Android 12 still, I believe. Yeah, because it stopped getting support. Now, but still, this is still a free-flowing, fast device now that it's, you know, much lower in price. I will not be getting rid of this at all. I'm just not going to do it because it is such an eclectic device, and the price, I think, what did it start off at? Like 2,000? I forgot what this even started at when it first dropped in 2020. But, you know, hey, it came out and the software, it was plagued with bad software. And even eventually I got hit with that bug of software, and I ended up selling the one that I had for, I think, a year or so. The first one I bought, I had it for almost a year, and I sold it, and then I got it again 2 more times. And this was the third one that I had gotten. And the only reason I got it 3 times is because when I bought it the second time, I bought it for like 500 or something like that. I forgot what the price was. And then it dropped to $100. And I was like, oh, I sold it and then got another one. And I got this one for $100. Showed you how to unlock it. I think this was one of those ones where I originally did it was an AT&T version. I think this was the one. But nonetheless, it is unlocked to all. That might have been the second one that I took that tutorial on for you guys. So nonetheless, it has basically 2 screens and a beautiful hinge right here. Like, this is just great. I think this design is, like most things, just has the wrong software. Like, this is a beautiful hinge. It goes 360 around. You've got a camera. I don't know what's going on here, but it's still plagued a little bit. Let's try that again. Because you got that double. Oh, I think it's because I flipped it over. Yeah, but the software, I got to admit, that's the first time this software's kind of gave me a little quirkiness, but hey, it is what it is. When you flip it over, you double tap, and that is something that they fixed in the software. You know, they fixed it. And so that was one of the major things, because this phone has a lot of gestures and stuff like that, and that deal with something like that. And people were annoyed with it. I became annoyed with it. Sometimes the screen wouldn't come on, it would just stay black. But now that it's all fixed, it's good. So it has 2 screens on 1 hinge, and it's beautiful. Now, the great thing about this foldable is that it is a 360-degree hinge. So you've got tint mode and things like that. So you can really enjoy this device. And you see how fast and fluid it is switching in between now that it's not available, pretty much new anymore for sale. If you find someone, they're going to be selling it for a very high price because they probably got in on it when it was really discounted. And now nostalgia kicks in for a lot of people, and people circle back around and want to enjoy it. And yeah, that's why I'm not getting rid of mine. So open like this, it has a 8.1 inch display diagonal. Close, I believe it's like 5.6 or something like that. Let me see if I can check the display here. 5.6 for each display and 8.1 all the way across, which is when it's closed, it's 1350 by 1800 with a 4:3 ratio. And then when it's open, it's 1800 by 2700 with a 3:2 ratio. So it is a very eclectic device. Now, the second iteration of this, I actually wanted to buy it. It's just that it had that ugly camera bump on the back, and you couldn't close it flat anymore. You couldn't do it. It was just pointless for them to do that. And there were so many concepts out there that kept coming out. You know, people just was hyped about those, but like the one that had like the really small camera indentation right here, that went or right here, and it went into this, whatever it was, that one should have been the one that they released. But powers that be, people complained and said, "Oh man, you know, it's just was a bad deal, man," and people really messed it up. Now you do get an 11 megapixel camera on here. This was their first generation, remember? So you got an LED flash, 11 megapixel camera, and then you have this speaker that face you on one side. So, and the speaker's actually over here, I believe. This speaker is for phone calls and stuff like that. So this is the side where the speaker comes out of, and so it is very loud, and it's very nice. There's not much to dislike about this loud speaker, and it's up here when you're watching content. It is extremely loud. Now, there's no 3.5 millimeter headphone jack because this device is so thin. It's just room for a Type-C. I mean, this thing is super thin, and I have the bumper case on it. So yeah, it's very lightweight, thin, premium hardware. And in this, they have stuffed 3,577 milliamps worth of battery in this little thing, thin thing. So it is really nice. And even with the bumper case on, it is still fairly thin. So this hardware is way ahead of its time. And I said it back in the day, and I'll say it again. This hardware is worth the price that they were charging, so to speak, but the software is what killed it. You've got a non-removable battery, only 18 watts wired charging, and it was a tough pill to swallow. Now, some hidden notes is that it does have Bluetooth 5.0. I know we're at 5.4 right now, but it has 5.0. We're talking about 4 years ago. Bluetooth 5.0, aptX adaptive sound, dual band Wi-Fi, USB 3.1, because there are still devices releasing right now that don't have USB 3.1. They're still releasing it with 2.0. So there was a lot to like about this device. And I just think that this hardware was way ahead of its time, man. It was just so far ahead of its time. And you look at where foldables are today, it's kind of like, wow, I wish Microsoft would have made a foldable this size. And I've got a lot of foldables. I've got different kinds. I just think that Microsoft missed an opportunity with this device. And I said it multiple times, they just missed an opportunity. Now, when it comes to web browsing and media consumption, you can actually load two things at once. So if I load up two things here, should have loaded, that one's gone. So let's do this one here. Expose my emails. You get the gist of it. You can load two things at once like that. You can actually drop them. So like if I go here, and then I can go over here and load up Twitter, and I can create little things where these open up at the same time. It's just it's a great feature. You get the gist of it. I haven't check out I love that. But it's a great feature. So you can have multiple apps running, and then these duals right here, it's set to have two open at once when you just press it one time. So that's good. That's a really nice thing, and you can create those little things like that to have it open up. But other than that, you're just looking at regular old Android. Being able to open different things at the same time is really nice. Email spawns across the screen, and things spawn across the screen. Like, so if I open YouTube, I can put it across, don't troll me. I can put it across like this and have it to where it's across the whole screen. I can do web browsing like that. Let me load up my email so I don't expose too much. Hold on a second. So I've got an email here where I clicked on this. This is my Rivian that I'm booked here. And you can see the email, when you click it, it appears over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you click on some, these are offers where people are wanting me to buy something or review their products. Yeah, this is the way it looks. And then if you create an email, it'll appear over here. It's really nice. I just really like the way this is for typing. And another thing, if I do create an email, let's just go compose. But I like that you can do it like this. Like if I have it like this, I love the keyboard, the way it pops up like this. I love that. I think that's just gotta be one. This keyboard in full, the whole bottom of it, you get the entire screen to type, and it makes for a typing experience better like this. And then also for those that like to sit it down like a computer, you can type like that. I mean, it is it's a great thing, man. So I'm intrigued by this. Also, obviously you can do it in this orientation as well. And when you're watching YouTube, this is a really good orientation to watch in. So you spawn it across both screens and you turn it this way. And you can watch YouTube. Let's turn the volume down real quick. You can watch YouTube like this. Just like that. And you can also, let me turn the volume. Let me give you a test of this speaker though.
Pad Pro tablet. So this is a pretty
it's coming out of here.
Nice rugged tablet. It's a good size. It's 8 inches on the screen, but you'll get a little bit more on the body, obviously, when it comes to the actual fit and finish of the product. So I'll open it up here and I'll read off a few specs to let you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, see, this is a real, and some people had a huge problem with this crease down the center. It didn't really bother me that much. I just focus on whatever I was watching. And of course it'll get a little annoying if you just keep looking at it, but it is something. You do get a big screen like this, but foldables now, they fold open all the way like this. So you're getting like that. So it's the centerpiece. This is 2 screens put together. I don't have a problem with this, but a lot of people had a problem with this, and I get it. Respectfully, I understand why you would have a problem with that. But nonetheless, I think that media consumption, typing on here, just emails and everything, they kind of touted this like, oh, this is the best thing you can type on. It's cool and everything, but for those people that don't want to use it like that, you have a full-fledged device. Just having it folded like this. And this is why I like the surfaceduo 1, which is this one, this is the OG version, is because the camera, there's no camera bump. There's nothing. Now, using the cameras is a different story. You want to make sure it's flipped the other way, because if I open the camera now, it's going to tell me to flip it over. But we'll get to that in just a second. The overall user experience on here, this is a wide device, but not too wide. I'm recording with the S24 Ultra, so here's the S23 Ultra. But you can see the difference here and how wide it is. A little bit wider than a typical cell phone. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So, but the Fold though, the Z Fold 5, obviously that's a different, this just looks ridiculous next to this. Like almost 2 folds in there. But nonetheless, those who want to use it like this, you still get a beautiful typing experience with the keyboard. Okay, got it. Yeah, it's stretched across. I got to put it to where it's full screen again, non-floating. Here we go. This is a good experience to type with. It's actually really solid. So if you're going to use it, you get more actually, you know? Sorry about that, guys. I had a FedEx, a UPS, and a phone call. Sheesh. Anyway, using it in this format, you can still get a very good experience. I'm going to pop open the cameras now and show you the cameras, and then I'll get out of here. So it's probably going to tell me to flip it around when I do this. Oh, no. Okay, so it stayed right here. Typically, back in the day when I was using this, it was showing to flip it around. But when I do flip it around, now it's on this camera. And there's UPS again. Jeez, I got packages after packages. All right, now I'm going to take some photos here just to kind of give a sample of what it could possibly do. I mean, the cameras aren't bad on here. The camera's got a bad rap. Oh, that's portrait. Let's portrait to regular photo. And you can see, I don't know if you can see the shutter time here. It's fast. That's a really good photo. Like, there's nothing going wrong with this photo. It's good enough. I think that's actually a really solid. And I also did video with this. I did video and I shot a vlog or whatever back in the day. I used to vlog with this because you can prop it up and it's very doable. I mean, to record with this camera right here is very doable. So all in all, man, this is a good device. It is still very usable. If I get more packages in, I'm gonna have to go here. It's very usable. It can be used right now in 2024, and it's still a good device. So if you get one of these, and I just scratched the surface, man. I've done, no pun intended. Oh man, that was a good one though. I've done a look back at the history of me and this device, and I think I've tried to give you everything I could possibly give you on this device, but I can't get everything. So if you have questions about something, let me know. I'll try to answer it for you. But all in all, man, I'm going to keep this device, and I still use it from time to time. I do. My charging port on this one, I think it cracked a while back. Remember, there was a thing, well, you don't know this, but there was a thing back, it's a little crack. You can barely see it because it's so thin on this side. It wouldn't break all the way per se, but it would just kind of crack after a while, and I didn't notice until I was showing it on video one time. But nonetheless, folks, I am excited to still have this beautiful device in my possession. And I can guarantee you, everybody who's watching this, who has this device, they're going to tell you that they're happy that they have theirs too. Sometimes it takes for a device to sit for a while. The support has to get better and things like that before it really is appreciated. And that's the situation with this one. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.